Welcome back to the shop. I'm filming quite a few videos, so if you're seeing me wearing the same clothes in future weeks, it's because I'm filming all these on one day, trying to catch up a little bit. Alright, so today we're going to go over the Craftsman through bolt. So these are the ratcheting through bolt set, and then I've had for a little while is a Pittsburgh set from Harbor Freight of the exact same thing. They're a little bit different as far as the heads go on them, so you can't use them together. All right, and I'll show you what I mean. So if you look at the end of these things, one is basically looks like a bolt. The other one has like teeth on it. Okay, so that's why you can't use them with each other. Now I've had this set for a while, like I said, the other set here, and it's got a hex through, right? And this is the through bolt extension for the Craftsman. Same length, same everything. This one feels lighter. I'm going to be honest with you, Craftsman feels lighter than the Pittsburgh. Okay? I've liked this set for a while. And I seen this one of them Father's Day deals I found a few weeks back. So I figured I'd pick it up. Now another thing, the other reason I picked this set up is because of this right here. I wanted a new Craftsman ratchet. And really I wanted a Craftsman 1/4" drive ratchet because I don't have one of those. And these come with these inserts that basically turn into a regular ratchet. You put them in from the back side, you push them in, and then you have a regular ratchet with ball detent. Okay, so I really like that, and they have one for 1/4, so you can put the 1/4 drive in the big wrench, and they have one for 3/8, and then they have one for the little 1/4" drive ratchet, so you can have a 1/4" drive ratchet. So it comes with both. It's a pretty nice set. I really like the set the way it looks, but it's just gonna be kind of hard for me to give up this guy. Even though it's a Pittsburgh, it's one of the older Pittsburghs. It's not even marked on the handle as Pittsburgh. It's got a little bit of a dip to it. I really like the Pittsburgh. Say what you will, but I do really like the Pittsburgh. Okay. Got us a bolt in here. We'll find the correct drive. Now where these things shine, I'm sure that y'all already knew this, but where these shine is whenever you have a bolt, like say this, whenever you're using a regular drive ratchet, okay, and you start getting down to where you're tightening it down that far, unless you use a deep well socket, you're not going to reach down there to it. Unless, where we would say this was like if you're running all thread and you're trying to run this thing all the way down. Now yes, you can use some of these. You can use some of these, okay? And they'll work just fine. Like I said, you can go all the way down on a bolt with these. So I guess you'd ask the question, why would you want, if you have the gear wrenches, why would you want one of these? I'll tell you why. All right, so let's find the correct size for this bolt. All right. So what this does is, if you have the ratchet, okay, if you have the box-in wrench for this size. Now the other thing I don't like about the Pittsburgh is it didn't take long at all for the sizes to wear off. The little etching they put on there, it wore off in no time. So now you're having to guess what size these are by just look and then test fitting. Didn't like that. Okay? That's just an FYI. Other than that, it's been a great tool. That little ratcheting set has been a great tool. Alright, so if you're on, like let's say you're on a piece of all thread, and I'm using this long bolt just for demonstration. Trying to keep this on the nut. Okay, you see how it goes back and forth? Works in the middle, but you slip off a lot. Okay? That's where these come in. When you put this on here, the bolt protrudes, but it won't go past your bolt. It won't go past the nut. Okay? So whenever you take and put this on here, you can run this all the way as far down as you want. Okay? And you can run it all the way down all thread. That's what I like about these. They're short, they're stubby. Just to prove a point is all we're doing here. We're not really, I don't know how much testing we're going to do in this video, as much as actually just showing some stuff here. So see, now here's where the problem comes in. So you have this profile, it won't fit. Now you got to make this longer. Even though these two together, you can see how much shorter they are. Okay? It's a lot shorter. Line them up. See? So you have, it's a smaller profile. It almost makes it into the stubby sockets. That's what I like about that. Now if you add a deep well to this to be able to reach that bolt, you're still only going to have so far you can go, because these are going to hit eventually. If you're on all thread, it's going to hit eventually. It's going to hit this socket. No problem with this. Slip it on. Go as far as you want. Really, like I said, I have loved this tool for quite a while. This has been my go-to socket set. I've lost one of the sockets somewhere along the way. Have no clue. Now this one came with the Pittsburgh, this old set, and it is kind of a hodgepodge. Okay, so it comes with the square nut on one side, but then it comes with this little guy on the other side, which is for your 1/4-inch bit drives. So you can take a 1/4-inch bit. I don't know why you would want to do this, but you can go like that. Now, I mean, I guess there are some uses for having it in there, and it holds it in pretty good. So you can do that. So you do have that option. Now, the Craftsman came with that same deal. It did come with one that will fit, but it only fits in the 1/4 drive, which I think is actually better, that it fits in a 1/4 drive, because then you have that small profile there again. Then you can put your little ratchet in there, and you're not going to want to put a lot of torque on those little bolts anyway. So that's kind of handy. The other thing the Craftsman has over the Pittsburgh is the actual teeth that it has in it. So if you look here, these are star drive. Star drive will fit just about anything. These come with the Craftsman square drive that basically fits everything. Okay, so we're all together, we're making a pretty decent little tool here. So if we take let's take a 1/4 and a 3/8 inch drive, and let's put them together, and you can see how small profile that is. Very small profile. And I have no qualms about these being quality, because I know that Craftsman sockets are usually a pretty good investment. Basically what we're trying to do is just go over the reasoning behind having a set of these. Okay? Now, there again, I have loved this Pittsburgh set for so long, but the main reason that I'm upgrading, and I'm not by any means getting rid of this Pittsburgh set, because it just, I've wore it down, it's smooth, it fits the hand really good, I really like it. I know what it's capable of. I know I can put a lot of torque on it without any problems, without it breaking. So I have no problems whatsoever there. So it's not like that I'm worried about Pittsburgh. The reason more so that I bought the Craftsman is because of it come with a whole bunch more sockets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you over here, put you to where y'all can see what's going on, and I'll just kind of go over the kits side by side. Okay? All right, so here's the kit side by side. So the regular Pittsburgh kit, and like I said, this is an old Pittsburgh kit. If you go and find these now, they're just all basically on a plastic stringer. All right, so you got your the old Pittsburgh kit, and this is what you have. You have the extensions right here. You got your extension. Don't know why you would really need an extension unless you're trying to reach down in there for something, but because I mean the bolt goes all the way through, and I really haven't used this much. I think I have used it once or twice, and it's been more so for trying to get down inside of a decent sized hole so that I can break it off. But otherwise I really don't use it, and it accepts the end of these as well. Okay, so that's what you have. Then you have your ratchet, and then you have, and like I said, I've lost one of the sockets. Have no clue where I left that. I think I left it on the back of a vehicle and it took off. All right, so that's this set. Now what you get with the Craftsman is just more. You get more with the Craftsman. Now granted, it's more expensive, a lot more expensive, but you get more with it as far as your sizes. You have all the metric sizes and all the standard sizes, from 3/16 all the way up to 7/8 on the standard size, and from 5 all the way up to 19 on the metric side. Then you have this little handle right here, which I never really thought about needing it, but it is kind of cool that it takes the 1/4 inch drive. So now you have a nut driver, so you can turn any of these into a nut driver. And I don't know why you would want a nut driver of that too big of a size, because you could actually make this thing huge as far as nut drivers go. Then you have the regular little, this is for these bits, which it actually comes with a few little bits, and that's the bit so that you can add that to your nut driver and have that. Okay, it's not a ratcheting or anything like that. It's just, that's just loose because that's how these are. Okay, so that's what the rattle you're hearing there. Okay, so you have those that you can make. And if you ever needed a nut driver, you'd never need to buy a nut driver set if you had this set, because really you can make a really small nut driver. That's really small, or you can make it a normal length nut driver. Okay, so you have that option. Then you have the driver option, so you can put in your little short drivers that have the hole all the way through. You can make your ratchet extension just like a normal extension would be. Okay, and then you have the same thing for the 1/4. And this reducer right here will take it, and let's say that you're wanting to use a 3/8 inch size drive. You can put this in here, then you can put the smaller bits in it. So it's a reducer that takes it from this size through to this size through. And the biggest point of these are the fact that they stop on your bolt. So you don't have to worry about it slipping past like a gear wrench would be or something like that. So that's the basic concept of both of these sets. And I have, like I said, I have really, I mean, you can tell by the use of it, I have really used the crud out of this thing. Never had an issue. It's never slipped on me, anything like that. It's a good little wrench. So if you're thinking about buying one, make sure you pick one up. I mean, whether you get the Craftsman or whether you get the Pittsburgh, either way, you'll be happy. I would suggest going with this one just because of the extra drives you get. But having one of these that has the normal size standard and the normal size metrics isn't a bad option either. So that's pretty much what you have going on. Okay? All right, so thanks for watching. Thanks for watching this week's tool video, overview of the tools. There's really nothing I can do for these to really test them as far as their torque, because they're going to have this. I can tell you from having the Pittsburgh that they're going to take as much torque as a regular drive any day of the week. They're just going to do it. Okay, the fact that they're universal and they'll work on anything, that's where they shine, on the long threaded bolts that have a lot of thread before you get to the bolt, that's where they shine. So please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.